Welcome to the Hansen and Ash Family Foundation. As you all know, my name is Helaman Hansen, or in the Tongan language, Helamani Viljami Tungi Hansen. The reason why I'm doing these videos is that I wanted to get the attention of the family all together into something that is going to be very exciting and also going to be very helpful for the family in the future, especially children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. So I am very happy to have this opportunity because this is probably one in a lifetime that you will see this program come to you. And this is a beginning also for those who want to participate in this family foundation. So this is very important for me to address this because I know we haven't get together, and I know some of my children that I haven't seen them for a long time. So this is a good time for us to kind of get together, and I can be able to address the whole situation to you. And if you feel like that you want to be a part of it, that is a blessing. And if it is not, that is okay also, because we all need to live in our own way of life. But I feel like that this is something that I need to leave with everybody as a legacy of me as Helaman Hansen, with my children, my grandchildren, and also my great-grandchildren. That's the reason why I was introducing this whole family foundation. And the whole idea of this whole family foundation is to bring prosperity and bring togetherness and bring peace and harmony to everybody, to work together from this point onward and get to know each other. Life is very short, and also life is meaningful only if everybody is working together. So that's the reason why I'm talking about it. When I say this, I'm saying to my very first children, my second children, also to my adopted children, to my grandchildren, to my great-grandchildren. So I am very fortunate in order to know that I am a great-grandfather, and I'm only 63 years old. So this is a very important thing for me to do, and I think I can only do this once in a lifetime. And by the time I pass away from this life, this hopefully is a guide to all my children and all my grandchildren and great-grandchildren. To carry forward this program and be able to bring everybody together. Drop out things that are not necessary within my family, but carry things that are necessary to the development of the family to come together in the future. So I am saying this because the reason why I'm saying this, because I know some of you probably still carry a lot of bit of differences amongst each other, between me and you and everybody. So I just wanted to let you know that I'm not here for that purpose. I'm here to introduce something new that will heal the family or bring the family together. Only, I said this again, only if you feel like to be a part of it. If you don't, that is good also, and you can just let us know, and we can be able to remove your family, and you can be on your own and do whatever you feel like it and make you happy. But for me, this is how my family is going to be from now on. And I feel this is the best way. There's no other way. And I'm telling you this, there's no other way. Otherwise, we'll have the same repeatedly of the old traditional way, and still nothing is really captured within the family. So maybe because I didn't do much in the past, but life changed, people change, things changes, but it's all come from more education, more open-minded, and so many other things that we have to do in life. So what do we look for? I'm looking forward for my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren to have a better life, not to struggle, but have using the incentive of what I know now to be able to pass it on, that my children can be able to grow, and my grandchildren can have that opportunity to further themselves, whether in life here in America or in life in Australia or in life in New Zealand. It doesn't matter to me where it makes you happy, but as long as we come together as a family. So that's the Hansen and Ash Family Foundation. The question was given to me, why Ash? Who is Ash? Ash is a family. When we came to America, or when I came to America with Sela, or Viola, as you know now, she is a Viola Hansen. This is the family that stood by us and helped us financially and do all the things that we have become successful in America because of them. And we brought that in as part of our family. Not only that as part of our family, but they also adopted Sela, or Viola as everybody know as her new name. And then she became a Viola Hansen, Viola Barbara Hansen. So that's the reason why we carry the Ash, because this Ash family have given all their lives and their finance and all they inherit to Viola. And we have that finance to build the community and build all the things that we have been doing in here in America. So that's as far as I can explain on that part. But let me explain another part of the program that I wanted to express as well. Even though my first children, and I can tell you who are they, Johnson Fatafei Hansen and Hilleman Thomas Jr. Hansen, and also Catherine Offer Finau, which is a Finau, a Hansen. Anyway, they were my first three children. We also have another children. It's Chantel Hansen, Amber Jade Hansen, and Matthew Derek Thomas Hansen. So this is the second children that I have. And also the third children that I also inherit at the same time here in America is quite a lot of them. And it's about nearly 15 of them that I have adopted here in America, older persons, adults. Number one, the first one is Elisane A. Hansen, Sitaleki Hansen, Fiona Hansen, Emma Joseph Hansen, Sela Dolofi Hansen, and so as go by age, so as Johnson F. Hansen, going by the age, and Catherine Offer Finau, and Hilleman Thomas Hansen Jr., and Sione Tungi Hansen, Eleanor Ash, Manako Hansen, Chantel Hansen, Amber Jade Hansen, Matthew Derek Hansen, Adam Hansen, Melemanu Ash, Laura Diaz Hansen, Oripa Hansen. That's about all the children that I have, as I just mentioned that to you. And the rest is some of their husbands. They do have husbands, and they do have children, and some of them are already grandchildren. As you know, Fiona, she got grandchildren, and I inherit those grandchildren as my great-grandchildren. So I have 4 great-grandchildren. So I'm being blessed. And that's the reason why I wanted to look forward to open this foundation, that I have a posterity of 4 generations, that I need to build something for them, that they might be able to help them in the future. So with that, I also inherit a lot of grandchildren, as also my children, grandchildren, my children's, and also that over the age of 18, and some grandchildren is under the age of 18, and also great-grandchildren. Let me explain a little bit more the total amount of members that are involved with this family that I call Hansen and Ash Family Foundations. The adult children that I call my children, and their husbands and their wives that are part of my children, because could be my son-in-laws, also my daughter-in-laws. There are 36 of those adult children, 36 of them. And also the children of their children, and also is my grandchildren, that are over the age of 18, there are 24 of them, which has brought me up from 36 to 24 to 60 adults. And then from the under the age of 18, grandchildren, out of all these children of mine, there are 45 of them under the age of 18. With that 45 of them, and also 4 great-grandchildren, has brought me into 109 bodies of members into my family. Over 100 members in my family. That is something is so special and wonderful for me to know that. So, what can I do for them, and how do I build this foundation to be more effective and be helpful for them, and also establish a legacy and a long-term for them to grow and be able to develop and be able to have benefits and opportunity in the future, that I'll be very happy when the time comes for me to go. So with that, I prepare a whole different activities in this foundation that make every individual members of my family to participate in this program. So the program is starting with the donations or building the foundation financially by participating of the children. So the adults, my children, and also those who over the age of 18 are participating in the area where they contribute $100 a month to these foundations. So when you look at that, as I mentioned before, for over 60 of them are adults, that's about $6,000. And then you have 45 under the age of 18, they have like $50 a month to participate in donations. Whether you're a little kid or little baby, it doesn't really matter. This is for them. This is for their future. And if they learn how to start donating and building up their future with this whole program, they will be a happier children to come in the whole Hansen families all around. So I encourage you to think very clearly and think positively. We can talk about how the fundraising and all other things, but this is a normal contributions that each one must contribute, do the whole foundation every month. The babies will have their $50 contributions. The young kids will have their $50 contributions a month. I eat over $100 worth of hamburgers every month, so I have no excuse for myself and Viola or Sarah to be able to add in our contribution to this whole situation. With that, we will have to set the example. On top of that, we inherit a lot of companies that we have established in America. We have the NHBI Chamber of Commerce. We also have the Americans Helping America Chamber of Commerce. And also we also have the CIBO Global, which is Community Independent Business Owner, which we inherit that company also. So these companies have a lot of values in millions of dollars. So we taken a part of our share in the companies and donated to the Family Foundation, which is 1.5 million of my stock share will go in to the Family Foundation. And also Viola, she'll put 1.5 million of her stock share in. That will put up to about 3 million stock share into the company worth of the company's stocks, as well as the contribution of the children into it on a monthly basis. So this is how we started the whole thing, and we also put $100 every month to it ourselves into a contribution program for everyone else. So that's how it started, but the question is, so where is the kids going to get the money from? Where can they be able to be part of this contribution? Let me tell you, it's easy. We can work that out. That's not a problem. The kids will have what we call once a month a social fundraising program, which us parents, whether you're in New Zealand or whether you're in Australia or whether we're here in America. In my company or in our corporations over here, we do have a hall. You can cater up to about 500 people to do fundraising or whatever the activity is going to be, which you will see in our social Facebook program. We're going to have that to initiate our transition for our program from New Zealand and Australia to America when we do our fundraising program. So it's going to be a very, very good program. Don't worry where yet. We are going to connect and communicate, and we'll be engaged to get these things done for our children and for our grandchildren. So that's where you'll find those things. And how do we do that? For us here in America, we're very close to each other. We'll do a live fundraising activities here in our hall, community hall over here. And then we have a big screen which we open up a Facebook program. So the kids from Australia and the kids from New Zealand and whoever is involved, they're going to send some of their little clips, the videos, the photos, and that comes once every month to our fundraising program. And we're going to open up and see some dances and some few little words, some little poem, jokes, whatever that makes everybody laugh. And we'll donate from here to those kids and mark it down on their names so that their names will be fundraising from here, and then whoever from New Zealand, Australia want to donate. So all these little kids, we're going to get enough money to pay 6 months. Every month we do a fundraiser. They're going to have 3 to 4 months ahead of themselves to pay for their contribution for their own future. That's the whole idea, for their own future. So the whole thing is, and so as us parents will continue to contribute to those things. These things, and I'm telling you, I've already set up everything. It will open up the whole financial stability to the Hansens and Ash Foundation. I'm speaking from my experience. I'm speaking from building community, building business, building people to become successful. But yet, I don't build anything for my own family. So this is my time. This is my time, or my time and Viola's time, to contribute everything and show you what we can do for the family. This is no difference. I don't want to bring any ill feelings or any contradictions or any of those things. It's nothing to do with this. You either be in it and work together, or be better off for you to be happy somewhere else. But I mean, I don't recommend that. But also, I don't want to force anybody to stay on, and if you don't feel like that is suitable for you. But I love every one of you, and I'm saying that now to make sure that you understand what I'm saying. If we want to reconcile, if we want to make things happen to everybody, we need to all work together to build this foundation. It's for you, it's for your children, and for your grandchildren, so is my great-grandchildren. So we are building everything for ourselves. But we have to start somewhere. We have to come together somewhere, drop all the differences out. It does not make sense to anything that we do. Anyway, so then you can see a live performance is going to be done in the hall, and also you're going to see a whole lot of, because we have a big screen to see all the performances and stuff that come from the other country, from Australia or from New Zealand. So we can all participate, and everybody bring in the kids and do all their kind of babies. We do all their funny laugh or whatever. Whatever it makes the family happy, whatever it makes the family come together and contribute to the cause of the future generation. So this participation of this foundation is a continuous thing. We do that once a month of the fundraising, but also the contribution will be a definite. Hopefully that we can be able to set up a system all over the world as an automatic deduction straight to the foundation. We don't have to worry about that, except when we do a live contribution over here or a contribution for fundraising from overseas. They just go into the account of the foundation and drop it in with an email of expressing who is what and do what. And then we can take care of the administration from our office from here to make sure everything is done correctly. And we're going to make a report to everybody when we do our fundraising night, because we're going to have a TV camera to run everything live on that day or that night, to be able to give you all the ideas and what's are the details, and also the paperwork. Will send a report every month of how the foundation is supposed to develop and grow. That's where the whole contribution program is entailed to. So I hope that everybody understand it and know that this is the only way we can do it, unless if you know something better, then and you feel that it's going to be good for you, you're more than welcome to go ahead and do it yourself. But for me, and those who want to follow me, I want to express to them that this is something that we do. It's going to bring happiness and joy, and we don't have to worry. The things that we had gone through in the past, trying to work out all these things for ourselves, it's going to be much easier. It's going to be a whole life changes for ourselves. Then we'll probably can live longer and enjoy life much more better. You will receive this copy of what I'm going through at the moment. It's a whole 23 pages of information, and you can go through it. We'll send it via email, and if you don't have email, we'll try and send it by mail. But if you do have an email, contact to us, because we will send you emails. For those who do have emails on you of others that I don't have, pass over this information so they can be able to email to us and give us their details and information, so we can all work together and get these things sorted out for everyone. Your children will be much happier. The burden of worrying about their future is going to be taken away from you from this program, because it will take care of them. And let me go a little bit into that so that you can understand the things that that are going to happen for everyone, and how does it relieve the pressure from all the parents, the grandparents, so they can be able to enjoy life better and different. There is a certain stipulation that we want to make sure that we are doing. The contribution is a must. Nobody is getting out of it if you want to stay with the foundations. The kids' contribution is a must. Doesn't matter whether kids or children. We already say that. The earlier they learn to contribute to their foundation, the earlier they know how to manage and how their life is going to be a much happier life in a later time, when they go into college and school and college, university, and so forth. These foundations will take care of that. I will touch on those things, but the important thing to understand the reason why and your obligations to add into our foundation. The information, you can read about it, but I wanted to go into the most important things of all these things. As I already mentioned, the social media, the kids, and the stuff that they get involved with that. It's already an easy job, and I know everybody's Facebook all over back and forth just for the fun of it. I know we already have family reunion, and this to me just for the fun of it, because it's really does not establish any future reference on those things. Does not establish something better for the future. The reason why we get together every year. I believe when we have our first family foundations reunion, it's going to be a blessing to everyone to understand why the family reunion, family foundation is so powerful. Because we're going to bring everybody from everywhere. Financially, we can do everything ourselves to keep the family together and bring them together, and that is wonderful. Let me go into the something that's very special to me. Now we're seeing what the foundation is going to do to our family. As I said to you, family reunion will be much more better, because the foundation will take care of the family from going to anywhere. Whether we do it here in America, then Australia and New Zealand will have to come to America, paid by the foundation to come and meet everybody in a certain way of trying to ease off the pressure so everybody can travel. And if we have to go from here to Australia or New Zealand, we can do so easy and work it out, because the foundation will assist every financial capacity to make things happening. Let's go and have a look. So what is going to be more beneficial to the children? This is some of the things that we have already drafted up. It's a rough draft and all that sort of thing. And I'll come back and talk to you how the foundation has been set up and how it's going to run and control. But first, these are the things that we put into stipulation, that as far as we can feel, it is the best approach at the moment. So any new babies that born in the circle of the family foundations, any new babies will have $1,000 go to that baby to get little things that needed for the baby. Every little child that ready to go to school, first day in school, will have $1,000 to cater for whatever she needs or he needs to start off her new journey in education. Any new person that first time going to high school will get $1,500 to get her or his little necessities to get them a good start into the high school standard. Any person that goes to college, the first year in college, they will receive $2,500 to be able to cater for whatever their needs for the college situation. And for those who make it to the university and goes, we love to push all our children now to go to university. We can give them $5,000 for something that whatever they need to get them into their education level for that purpose. So that's part of the education assistance by the foundation for all our children. So we go into the step number 4 of what are the things that the foundation is continuing to do to the family. But first we take care of our children to make sure the children is getting what they want. Then we go to the much more upper children that are more in the adult age, see what their future and see what we can enhance and assist them to be more successful in their future. Okay, the achievement development program that we have for the youth is the first day, when they getting the first part-time jobs, they get a $500 to help them to get a bus fare. Any of those things will help them to continue to go to work so that they can become a permanent person. So when they become a permanent person or full-time person, or those who go straight in become full-time person, they get $1,000 straight away to help them to set themselves up. And also they can borrow $1,000 to give them in their promotional, whatever they need to get themselves far more ahead of everything they want to do. So when we go into the area of self-employed or small business, if anybody want to go into the self-employed and small business and start up a part-time on that, they'll get a $2,000 to be able to start off their little small business and be able to become more sufficient and be able to go in and become a full-time business person. A full-time employee, like I said, $2,000, and they can also borrow up to $5,000 to start up their little small business from there. So we encourage our youth, our upcoming generation, to go into business. I'm a business person. I don't really see my whole family, where I come from, that they do have the incentive of going to business like I do. But I learned it. I learned it from my own father. He was a very successful businessman. He was a businessman that knows just about. He was an engineer. He was a carpenter. He was a good community leader. He was a church leader. And also he was a very good export, import business, merchants, do all kind of things. I inherited because I was so blessed to grow up in that time to watch everything in front of my eyes. And I see those things and I never forget those things, and that's what brought me. Doesn't matter what my background in life, but I am always been a successful person wherever I go. Anyway, business is one of the things that we wanted to introduce in this foundation, that we push and encourage our children to go into business. Borrow money from the foundation to start up their own business. Full-time jobs after 2 years or through a foundation, after 2 years, you can go in to start borrowing money, or the foundation will buy a house for you, and then you can pay the foundation back in a certain kind of negotiating level that we can do. So the more I'm talking about this, I said, where did all this money come from? That's what the foundation is all about. I'll talk about how the foundation raised its profile and its performer to get its self-worth, that we the children and grandchildren can be able to benefit from those things. But this is not something new. This is something that American people use here. That's how they become so successful. In America, most of the people that are having a foundation here in America are the richest people or foundations that give away money because it's so much that they have to pay too much tax for it. So as foundations, as we can build together within the family. So there's a lot of different opportunities, and so we can go into the group foundations, youth get together as a group and start up a business, start up a corporation, or any of those things. The foundation will be right behind those things and try to encourage them and financially back them up, because the financial worth of the foundation itself, it's worth multiple millions that can be able to guarantee any success that needed by the children to go into this area. Let me step in now and talk a little bit more about the adults. The adults, children, or adults, us as adults, fathers, mothers, and my children, now they have children, they need to survive too. They need to find better jobs. I don't like to see them running around and not knowing what to do, unemployed and working for somebody that abuse and use you guys. I don't want to see that. I want you to see you do your own business, put your effort and everything else to your own business. And if you see your children want to work around with you, create something that you can work together with your children. Get the foundation to help you guys to start up something. There's so many ways. I don't want to go into details of those things, because I know if you guys have gone through high school, university, your mind is already triggered to those things. You have started to think like I do. You think out of the box. Every time you think out of the box, you see things differently from what it was before and where we were. As you know, your traditional way that everybody is walking through at the time does not really give you any results. So you know this is the way that we need to do it. Anyway, for adults, I know some of the adults' children and maybe husband and wives of my children don't have a very good education, but they're very skillful in so many things. We can encourage to go into that kind of area and utilize their skills to start something for them and be able to expand and grow. And emphasizing that the children must learn quicker and faster and more enjoy and drive to anything if the parents is doing something, not to sit around and do nothing. Because my children, I don't expect anybody to sit around and do nothing. I expect them to get up and do something, because these resources of the foundation is for the grandchildren, not for them to exhaust the foundation for their own laziness or idleness in their lives, to take it away from the grandchildren and the great-grandchildren, because there's a lot of them to come in the future, and we must have this foundation run financially sound to take its course and be able to protect the family forward to as far as it can go. Because we are talking about my life when I pass away, and you, my children now will pass away, and my grandchildren now will become adults and pass away. This family foundation must continue to keep bringing prosperity and self-worth and life, happy and joy to the rest of the future generation. That's what I like to see in my family foundation, that my children, and I will be the happiest person in the world if I can be able to. So we understand that the family financial protections we talk about now, so we also need to protect the whole family. The foundation itself, if it is run according to how it's set up and formation, how it's financially sound to do that, the financial protection of the family in there will be taken care of. That the parents, the children under the age of 18, and also the great-grandchildren, everybody will be insured in 3 types. One is life insurance, second is accident insurance, and the third is investment insurance. Those 3 it's have in every member of my family. So those things will be done by the foundation. So the foundation will pay for it. It calculating for estimating what I have read to you before, according to the diagram and the numbers that are engaged and involved with this foundation will pay out something like about $46,000 a year. $46,000, nearly $500,000 a year, 4 insurance only. life insurance, accident insurance, and also investment insurance. But the investment insurance pay out every 12 months. So you can see there's going to be a whole turnaround in our financial structure that I was talking about. But anyhow, just to understand it, that the whole protection of the financial family will be in place. So for an example, if one of my child or my children died, or her husband died, or his wife died, because the insurance is insured by the foundation, half of the insurance money will go into that particular family. Whoever survived on that family, continue to assist them for that current time. The other half stay with the foundation to continue to help the foundation for the children and the grandchildren and so forth. So everything is protected, everything is served its purpose, and everything should be able to make everybody understand how important the family foundation to each and everyone. It's reaching out to you as well as reaching out to your children, grandchildren, and so forth. Taking the burden and the load out of ourselves that we carry all the time, couldn't sleep thinking, how I'm going to do this. I want my kids to go to school. I want to go to high school. I want to go to college. I want them to go to university. But how do you do that? We need to go and borrow money and do all these things. Or they go and borrow money and put debts on them straight away in their future. How are they going to struggle? How are they going to pay it off? Are they going to get a job? I mean, do I have to say all this to put it into your head? No, I think you know. And I think I already know that. I have children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren. So I know you guys. I know the hardness and the trouble that we have to go through. And if we can have this family foundation established, it'll take all that away from you. How happy can you be now? All you're going to worry about is how to entertain and enjoy your kids in their lives. Not to feel so sad every day, how to meet the needs of the children every time they call for you, every time they ask for you. We have to work our life to death to find way and means to replace those things. Foundations, family foundation, will take care of that for you. Like I'm talking about the potential. And the extra foundation itself will have its own insurance, protections, property protection, all that sort of thing. It will itself, the foundation itself. So the whole protection, everything else is put into place. So 109 members of my family are well protected, and they have every insurance to protect them and their family. And any child passed away, anything happened to them, there is a protection for them and the insurance to be able to compensate for those things. All right, so I hope you do understand. Most of the insurance and all that is breaking down a group insurance, and also we get a better package because the insurance company that are doing all these things is part of our corporation. It's part of the corporation here that we have the Americans Helping America and HBI Chamber of Commerce and also CIBO Global Trades. So they are part of us, and we can get a better deal and things that will keep the cost down, and they will give us the first year. We need to break into the first year without messing anything or move away from anything to get the first year established. Then you will see what I'm talking about. Then you will be surprised what is going to happen on the very first year. Okay, let's have a look, a little more breakdown financially, how we are fundraising the whole thing or how we are contributing to the whole program. So, and adults, by going by the numbers of adults that we have, is the 36 adults, that is my children, with the $100 individually donations, that's a set point, and also the social activities of each one, how much they donate into that, and also some other business in adventures and activities which will add in more as we go along, because we are not going to collect money. As I said to you before, there is going to be a business ventures that the Family Foundation will continue to stimulate each individual family to start up business and making more money. And the more money you make, the more money you contribute back to the community. So we take the bottom level of everything. It's come to nearly $200,000. You see that I'm just finished saying that $200,000 a year for the 36 family adult members. Then we go into the over the 18s members, which is only 24 of them. It's come to about $22,000 a year contribution from their part and all that, whatever is entailed to that application that I told you about. And then we go into the kids under the age of 18, which is 45 of them. They will contribute around about nearly just about $100,000 by themselves in that their little contribution on their part. And then we can have a look at the little kids around about my great-grandchildren. They're just born, they're baby, they're still on diaper. They'll be making at least about $12,000 a year with their little small contribution to their own future. And see how things going to build up. So if I can tell you all that, it's bringing nearly $500,000 in the first year to our family foundation. From you, $500,000 from all of us that we contribute financially. Then we go into the social activities. It's around about the same thing, but the total is $500,000. Then we go into the investment program. The investment program, according to the numbers and according to age and according to the kind of investment that's available for us, we're planning on something around about $30 million investments out of 60 members that are involved in these $30 million investments. With that investment there, it's depending on what's the payout on 10%, 15%, 20%. So if it is only 5% investment out of that 30 million investment program, it's still a few million of dollars. Then we go into accident insurance, which already have $300 million accident insurance. Life insurance is around about 60 million life insurance in there. So there is a whole lot of payout in there when it's mature after the 12 months. But it's to continue to run with all our donations, our fundraisings, and add them all up. And let me tell you, not including some of the stocks that we have as individual members of our adopted children, that they do inherit stocks because they were already part of this program. My children over in Australia and New Zealand don't have that because you're not part of that program, but those who adopted this to our family, they do have inherit some stocks. So adding those stocks in there, and also the foundation stock shares between me and Viola putting into it is around about 3 million stock share that we contribute to our thing. So at the total of all that is $150 million value in there, 150. So out of that, a cash is over $2 million worth of cash. It's available to the community, to the family foundation, right on the very first year. And if we did around and borrow money out of that 150, say we borrow about 3 or 5% of that, there's still another $5 to $10 million to come into the family to kickstart everything, because the money is still flowing in to continue to pay those loans in short time, and it's out. So if you can understand what I'm trying to say to you and see what it's going to bring to the family, money is not an issue here. It's we are participating and be able to be more working together with everybody. It's what it's going to be worth. Because the worth of what we're doing is what's going to bring the future to our future generations. Millions of dollars is not an issue. If that is going to be the first year, what happened to the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth years? And if I passed away around between the 5th and the 10 years, which I believe I'll still be alive by then and happy, because I'll be more happier now and healthy because you guys are much more happier in life. And that's what it's all about. And that's what I wanted to give to you, the importance of these family foundations. How wonderful that is for me, and how wonderful that is for you to enjoy life and see better things than we do. Drop all the differences, it's no need. It does not build anything. It doesn't bring joy to anybody. Let's work together. On the last page, I'm going to email to you this important part of the Connecting with Family, all the details about the accounts, the deductions, the monthly reports, all that stuff. We will make some connection to you, and also a communication of how you connect yourself to be a part of the automatic deductions and all that. And we put the funding of all the fundraising from here into the account straight away in your account. And we're going to make a report every month so everybody know who's and what and who did not pay. And if you don't pay, you better start getting up and start doing something, because nobody's going to get a free ride out of this. is everybody must contribute to these things, and there's no fun. It's embarrassing for you not to do your part because we're going to announce everybody who are not paying or not together with the family. So be in it or otherwise out of it. I make it clear to you because to me, I'm talking to you, and you know, my children and that grew up with me, I have been straight with you all the way along, and I'm telling you something, I am a businessman, and everything must be treated like business, and that's the only way to become successful, and then your children will be much happier and happier. My adopted children, I love them very much, and I have so much to deal with because they're so close to me around here in America. We'll be doing live socials, fundraising and all that, and we're going to get closer and closer, and you're going to see them more often. All my children in Australia and New Zealand, going to see them more often and see how much we get along together, and hopefully we can all get along, use the Facebook to transmit all the different information to each and every one of us so we can be able to share the joy and everything else. And I think things are going to come. But I'll leave as my last word and final word to you. I'll read it up to you because I put it in the last page. If you feel you do not want to be a part of this program, please use the email that I put down there, Hansen's Family Foundation @gmail.com. Convey your message and request your name to be removed. I will be more than happy to take your name out because it's no use having your name if you do not believe or you do not want to be a part of my family. So I'm still going to be calling you my son or my daughter or whichever part of you, or my grandson or granddaughter. But like I said to you, it's not the way I want things to do. And if you want to do it in your own way, you're more than happy to do all those things. So there is a rules and regulations and procedures will come after this, but the program will start next month, which is around in April. I will release this information, email straight up to you. Take the information, do whatever you want to do with it. If you want to respond not in it, we'll take it off. If you respond that you say that you already set yourself up to deduction, you have the account numbers, everything of the foundation, straight down. I don't want to force you, I don't want to ask you, I don't want to call you, hey, you haven't paid this, you haven't paid that, what have you done? If you, up to the first month you miss, I'll make you the warning. The second month you miss again, we'll take your name out. That's mean if you don't respond and tell us that you give us enough time to start them. $100 a month is nothing to anybody, and I don't think anybody will give me any excuse at all. All my children in Australia and New Zealand, they have houses, they have cars, they have a very good life. I know that. I am telling you, I have visited you all over, and you are doing very well financially. The one that I've talked to Australia and also New Zealand, there's none of you cannot afford $100, and I don't want to hear anything. All I want to do is to make sure that you're going to start something for your own children and for your own grandchildren so that it make me happy, and I will assist as much as I can and do anything in my means and my power to help these things happening for all of you and for all your grandchildren and my grandchildren to be happy. Till then, I love you very much. As I said to you, I counsel and I give you the hardest, the toughest, but I also give you as much love at the same time. I hope I talk to you soon, and email, our Facebook and everything is in there. We'll start talking to each other. Bye for now. See you later.